Welcome back into the Vikings Central podcast. It's been a while, I know. I'm sorry. But we're going to be getting into the thick of the offseason here in a few weeks. The combine's like just over a week away, I think. And then we got free agency. Then we got the draft, of course. And then, it's go time. There's really no off season for the NFL. It's almost full bore at all times, which makes it a lot of fun, which makes the NFL so exciting. So I really love that. I do want to shout out our sponsor. That's Badass Woodart. Use code VC15 at checkout for 15% off your order. Put the link in the description. You see that skull sign above the Tommy Kramer jersey. He can pretty much customize anything. His name's Luis. He does an amazing job. That's Badass Woodart. Use code VC15 at checkout for 15% off your order. Did want to talk a little bit about this Cooper Kupp situation. Sounds like he's going to get released, not even traded from the Rams here in the coming days. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I think the Vikings are going to be in on him. It makes sense. The relationship with Kevin O'Connell, Wes Phillips, the Rams connections there makes a lot of sense. And I know people are like, why do we need another wide receiver? We got to build up the trenches. We need the offensive line. We need the defensive line. I understand. We do. We need to build the trenches. We really do. We saw what the Eagles did. They didn't blitz once in the Super Bowl. They were able to get in Patrick Mahomes' face all game long because they just have a dominant defensive line with Jalen Carter, Milton Williams, who could maybe be a Viking here in a few weeks. That'd be awesome. And then just a plethora of guys that just can get after the passer. It's awesome. I want to see that in Minnesota. I totally get it. But if he gets released, we can get a new contract, figured out with Kupp. It doesn't have to be $15-16 million a year. It could probably be half of that, $7, $8, $9 million a year annually, and we can make that work. To have a trio of Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Cooper Kupp, and then throw in TJ Hawkinson there as well, that's money for JJ McCarthy, and I think that'd be a really good way for McCarthy to come in first year as a starter. 99% sure he's going to be the starter in 2025, 2026. He's going to have targets to throw all over the field, and that's without, who's going to be at running back. It's going to be Aaron Jones again. Is it going to be a stud rookie running back? This offense could be cooking again in 2025, 2026 with McCarthy at the helm, because he's probably going to have weapons all over the field, especially if you can go get Cooper Kupp and he can stay healthy. And I love Jalen Naylor as much as the next guy, but I feel like he's more of a speedster. Take the top off of defenses, and that wide receiver 4 spot had one of the highest drop rates of any wide receiver in 2024. So just to be able to come in passing situations, take the top off the defense a little bit, open up a little bit for Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and again maybe Cooper Kupp. I think that'd just be a great 4 wide receivers there. Again, for essentially a rookie quarterback and Kevin O'Connell to just scheme up plays for all these weapons. It'd be really fun to see. Now, does it make sense? Do I believe this team is real? Again, I believe it's real, and I do believe it makes sense. But I don't want it to take away from what we're going to do, on the offensive line, on the defensive line. I know we have to, work out some stuff with the secondary. What are we going to do with Byron Murphy? What are we going to do with Cam Bynum? I don't really want it to disrupt any of those things, but I think it'd be very interesting to see, because Cooper Kupp, when he was with Kevin O'Connell, he was the best wide receiver in the game. He was the Triple Crown winner with receiving yards, receptions, touchdowns. Just had an amazing year. I believe that was 2021. One of the best wide receiver seasons, if not the best wide receiver seasons in NFL history. And if you can get him at a discount, I know he's not what he was 3-4 years ago, but he's still a damn solid wide receiver when he's healthy. But if he does miss 4 or 5 games, you do have Jalen Naylor as a backup. He's final year of his contract. He's going to want to, show out a little bit too. So, he can come in, a guy familiar in the offense, and, you only see maybe a little bit of a drop off. They are 2 different kinds of wide receivers. Cooper Kupp's more that route runner, intermediate type wide receiver, which, again, Kevin O'Connell absolutely loves. Match made in heaven, wide receiver to coach right there, and Kupp to O'Connell, and that's why I think it makes sense. But Naylor can come in if he does miss a few games, and still be very productive as the 3rd wide receiver if Kupp does get injured anytime during the season, which he's getting up there in age a little bit. I think he's going to be 32 or so. But at the same time, he can still be valuable, especially to a first-year starter, 22-year-old quarterback JJ McCarthy. So I think it makes sense. I think the steam is real. Is it going to happen? We'll see probably in the next couple of weeks, but he could be a Minnesota Viking. This is the Viking Central Podcast. Again, thanks for tuning in. We're going to make this more regular, probably Monday, Friday episodes, just to give you guys some content. Unless there is some breaking news, we'll probably have like a free agency episode and everything like that. But I absolutely love you guys tuning in. Thanks again to our sponsor, That's Badass Woodart. Use code VC15 at checkout. That's Badass Woodart. You see that skull sign above the Tommy Kramer jersey. Go get some accessories for your wall. It's pretty awesome. Let's go.